Hello everyone, so in this video I'm going to be calling out Glassnode for complete lies and misinformation, and I'm going to be showing you some very crazy stuff that I've just found that is just so terribly inaccurate and people are being misled right now, and also some news on the traditional markets, and we're going to do some TA. I'm going to show you what I'm doing with my trade, etc. So watch this video from the beginning and until the end because this is an unprecedented video on my YouTube channel. So first things first, before we get into all the juicy stuff, I wanted to tell you about this right here, that, I stood by BitGet the whole time and I was promoting them for a good reason. Because right now, finally, they're coming out with their proof of reserve, which is finally live. And you can go to BitGet right here, their Twitter, and on BitGet you're gonna see their full proof of reserves, which is absolutely incredible. And I told you guys that you can trust them, and they are fully legal in the United States, so you don't need to use a VPN, and your money is safe with BitGet. And also, if you use my link down in the description of this video or in the pinned comment, you can claim up to $8,000 in initial deposit bonuses if you move your money from an exchange that doesn't have any proof of reserves, and you should do it ASAP. Then move it to BitGet. If you deposit $2,000, you'll get $200 in bonuses immediately, and also up to $8,000 in general on top of your initial deposit. Also, if you deposit more than $500, you'll get my famous paid crypto course for absolutely free, and you will also be getting a 10% cash back on your trading fee. So even if you're a break-even trader, you'll still make money at the end of the day, which is absolutely beautiful. Okay, so let's get into some news before we actually get into calling out Glassnode for rubbish and nonsense and misinformation. Let's take a look at this here, and this is, I think, is very important because we've seen a huge capitulation event because of FTX, but now we're seeing these dominoes fall one by one, and the biggest one that is standing at the edge right now is obviously Genesis, that allegedly currently owns $900 million to Gemini clients. So it says right here, crypto lender Genesis and its parent company DCG, which is a $10 billion conglomerate, which also owns Grayscale, which owns a crap ton of Bitcoin. They allegedly owe $900 million to Gemini clients, and then it's not really clear what is happening. I mean, it's not really that urgent as of right now, but it could turn very ugly very fast. So I'm going to keep you guys updated on this. This is just a quick update, and make sure to subscribe, to hit that notification bell so you're always notified when I make a new upload, because these things come out and you have to react like mega fast. Okay, so now let's get to the Glassnode before we talk about the charts, price targets, and because there's potentially going to be a very interesting trade setup happening today. And certainly, guys and girls, if you want to see all of my trades, all the trades that I am taking, then you have to go down into the description of this video as well as into the pinned comment and join my free Discord channel where we are making some really crazy profits. So we've been doing much better than most crypto hedge funds and just hedge funds in general this year. So if you want to be doing well and overall making money as well, then go join us right now. It's absolutely free. So I don't know, if you're not part of it, then I don't know what you're doing in the world of crypto these days. And we've certainly prepared some really cool trades for you guys this week, so we're going to be getting into it. So go join us before we start posting really cool trade setups. So this is the article that I'm really angry about, quite frankly, because it's very, I think it's very misleading. Let me explain why. Because it's called the character of capitulation. So this is basically them claiming, going out and saying that, the FTX situation has been, a tremendous selling off event that, that potentially the price just cannot go any lower. So they basically are taking a look at accumulation trend score. They are taking a look at this thing right here, and which is interesting to look at. And I'm going to get to the point in just a second as to why I think it's all a big lie. I mean, in general, is this a lie in of itself, the data itself? No, the data itself is not lying, but just hear me out for a second. So then they're looking at the shrimp net position change, they're looking at the accumulation, they're looking at this and that, and then realized loss that it's at record highs. They're looking at the short-term holder cost basis cycles, and I mean, these things make kind of sense. And then, at the end of the day, they are using a bunch of these smart things like unrealized loss and also MVRV, which is an interesting indicator I used to look at very much, SOPR, and also a bunch of stuff. So, and then here they conclude, and this is most important, and I'm getting to the point in just a second before we move on to the chart, so make sure to watch this video till the end. The FTX fallout has triggered one of the largest capitulation events in Bitcoin history, basically flushing out billions of dollars of value of underwater investors. The market remains in degree of stasis, likely needing to fully digest recent volatility. So they're basically hinting on the fact that we're going to be going into this accumulation phase, so to speak. And here, because always when we see the last capitulation, then we're going to see a bit of slow market accumulation and then take off into space again. So, however, the characteristics of this capitulation bear several similarities to the darkest points during 2019 bear market. market. Hello. So they're hinting on the fact that, you know, we're at the bottom. So that the current unrealized loss held by actively traded coins supply is effectively at an all-time low, rivaling only very pico bottoms, interesting name, of the 2015 and 18 bear cycles. And also here, the last nail in the coffin of this bear market, they're saying that those few analogs that exist in Bitcoin history, small in sample size, turned out in hindsight to be the points of absolute seller exhaustion. So they're saying that right now this is like pretty much the bottom. And why do I have a problem with this? Certainly, as I said before, if we look at all the on-chain data, we all look at all the technicals and etc., then this kind of makes sense. But why I'm calling out Glassnode, and if they're going to be watching this, they really have to pay attention to what I'm about to say, because people are going to be looking at this and they're going to be longing Bitcoin because they're going to say, oh, but Glassnode said it is the bottom. You know, they hinted that it's the bottom. What they have to do is to add a piece of text saying right here that we are at focus at an unprecedented macroeconomic scheme of things as of right now. And it's gonna all depend not on MVRV, not on patterns, not on realized loss. The realized loss can keep becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, because currently we are at the verge of a huge recession. There still is a median 65% chance of a recession. So if that happens, once again, what's going to happen? We're going to see a relief rally, and then we're going to see a huge dump, and we're going to see another major capitulation event. That one is actually going to be real. So this is what has to be mentioned here. Otherwise, all of this is just a lie. And I mean, it has to be, what I'm trying to say here is that all these metrics and all the conclusions that you're making out of these metrics have to be adjusted for an unprecedented macro events and macro environment as of right now, which would certainly make all of this stuff irrelevant. But they don't care about this because it's their business. So they cannot say here, but yeah, guys, you know, I mean, this is what it says, but I mean, most likely it's irrelevant because it's going to depend on Fed pivoting and the stock market crash in general, which could follow the actual Fed pivot, as it does always historically. So yeah, this is just stupid. This is just nasty in my opinion. So I'm just calling out Glassnode for this rubbish. If you want, guys, there's a share button down below here on YouTube. Share it with Glassnode, tweet, put it in their Twitter, retweet it, whatever it is that you want to do to make them notice this, because they have to be held accountable. Millions of people are reading this stuff and they're going to be misinterpreting it as the all-time bottom. They have to be accountable. They have to be careful. They have to be responsible. They have to put in this text saying everything that I basically just mentioned. So yeah, this is my take on this. And currently, if we're gonna go to the charts, which is very important for us to take a look at, is that we are seeing quite a bit of a rally, to be honest, and we're currently standing at this resistance in S&P 500. So we really want to see what's going to happen, because if we're going to take a look at BBWP, then it's really very low since since a year ago. So we haven't been this low on the volatility indicator than like a year ago. So this is pretty crazy. So we are ought to see huge volatility coming, and certainly if we're going to see some kind of an extra rally in Bitcoin, then we really want to pay attention to what's going to happen here, because if we're going to get rejected from here just technically, well, you know what's going to happen to Bitcoin, right? Also, if we're going to take a look at the oil, then this one is still looking quite okay-ish, but if we have to actually attribute a lot of value to Dixie right now, because this thing is actually going down real hard. So this is very positive. Now, when it comes to Bitcoin itself, we're going to see, and the same thing like pretty much with Bitcoin, we're going to see an expansion phase for the volatility to come in like shortly, in my personal opinion. So we're going to see some kind of a breakout very soon. So we already saw this breakout right here, but this is turning into another accumulation basically. And we're seeing this wedge, the one that I showed you in the previous video. If you haven't seen it, well, yeah, it's on you. So basically, I'm still in my long trade over on BitGet right here. And once again, if you want to be trading on BitGet yourself, then check out this tutorial right here and use all the links down in the description of this video. It's absolutely safe, as we just showed with the proof of reserves. And for me, as I told you in the previous video, I'm going to close my long trade if we're going to close below here, but we're still juggling along. So potentially, just hopefully, we're going to see some hopium and actually break above. And this is going to be also a very tradable scenario, to be honest, guys and girls. So if it's going to break down, Very simple shorting opportunity. If it's going to keep breaking up, well, number one, I'm going to just keep my long trade, but it's also going to be a very tradable scenario. If it does break above, it's an extra potential trade, so I might even actually add more to my position. So if it's going to break above, then it puts the technical target at about 17,600, and it's going to coincide, to be honest, really nicely with the whole momentum. So we have these waves, then higher, and just a bit higher. It's in my personal humble opinion. But again, we have to entertain both possibilities of both directions. And guys and girls, let me know down in the comments, what do you guys think? And also with the Glassnode thing, really, I mean, if you're pissed off, tell me in the comments if you're pissed off about this stuff, because they have to be held accountable for what they're writing and the actual narrative which they are trying to produce. So yeah, again, if you feel like it, please share this video and send it to their Twitter or whatever, so that they actually pay attention to this stuff, because it's important. And besides this, guys and girls, join my free Discord channel and check out this tutorial on how to trade Bitcoin properly with proper risk and money management, and actually right here. And I'm off to a beach club. I'm tired, it's Sunday, so stay smart, stay rich, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.